Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Strength Coach Network. We're going to see what Strength Coach Network is, how I found out about it, who created it, how much it costs, what you get out of it, as well as whether or not I recommend it, so stay tuned. Hey, my name is Sean Seal. I'm a personal trainer and strength and conditioning coach and the founder at Upside Strength. So first of all, I'd like to start by saying that this is not a sponsored video. Nobody asked me to do this video. I'm simply doing this video because I found the Strength Coach Network really helpful, and I want to raise awareness about it and make sure that as many people as possible hear about it. So let's start with what is Strength Coach Network? Strength Coach Network is actually a combination of Rugby Strength Coach, which is founded by Keir and CVASP, which is the Central Virginia Sport Performance Community, led by DeMayo. So Keir is a strength and conditioning coach. He's a consultant, a speaker as well. He's currently the Director of Athletic Performance and Coordinator of Football Performance at William & Mary. He worked with many professional rugby teams in the past since his Rugby Strength Coach website. He's worked in Japan, he's worked in Australia, he's worked with Los Pumas with the Argentina team in 2015 when they finished fourth in the Rugby World Cup. So he's evolved for a long time in rugby, and now he's transitioned to American football in the US. DeMayo on his side, he's currently, he has been the head strength and conditioning coach of basketball at the University of Richmond, Virginia for 14 years now. His specialties include general and specific preparation of athletes, as well as readiness monitoring and how it impacts training and athletic development. So how did I find out about Strength Coach Network? I've been following Keir for a long time and his Rugby Strength Coach website. I've been reading a lot of his articles. He's got a really great podcast, and since he founded this Strength Coach Network in the continuity of his Rugby Strength Coach work, I found out about it through his Instagram, essentially. So if you search Rugby Strength Coach on Instagram, you will find him. Let's get into how much it costs, the Strength Coach Network. So it's on a subscription basis. You can actually get a trial for 24 hours for only $1. It's US dollars. So it's definitely worth it if you want to jump in there, have a look around and see what you get. And then after that, after the first 24 hours, it's $24.99 US per month. There's no minimum notice for cancellation, so if you're not happy with the product or you use it for a few months and then you want to cancel, you don't have to give notice. You're not kind of tied in for 6 months or a year, so that's really good. Let's now get into the big piece, which is what you get with the Strength Coach Network. So it's actually an online message board and a community, and it features many things. The most important parts for me are the network and the educational material. So the network, you have a career development section on the message board. It's great if you want to get new contacts in the strength and conditioning industry, make new connections, find new opportunities, whether it's for jobs, internships, stuff like that. Then you have the opportunity to start some new conversation or join the conversations. You have the strength and conditioning discussions. You can post your programs, ask for feedback, ask specific questions about gear that people use or equipment, different technologies, different programs that people run, what they use for different populations, different sports. There's a wide variety of strength and conditioning professionals on the platform, so it's a really great place to start asking questions and start discussions. You can also direct message with other members. So if you have any specific questions, some people will usually tag other members that they know have the answer maybe to a specific question. You can start a direct conversation with them and get some information, which I've done on multiple occasions already. I've been put in touch with a few professionals that work, for example, in the UK in rugby union to get some data as far as junior level metrics for everything from sprinting to 10s, 20s, 40s, flying 10s, strength metrics, etc. So it's a really great place to start those conversations. After that, you have a big piece, which is the educational material. In there you have, I believe it's upwards of 250, if not 300 hours of presentations and material. So I'll start with the Strength Coach Network monthly webinars. At this point in time, there's 53 of them available. I'll cite my favorite ones. I haven't watched all of them, but those are definitely must watch if you're interested in those topics. You have the applied tempo training for rugby athletes presented by Keir himself. Isometrics for running by Alex Natera is really good as well. The importance of high-speed sprint training in team sports by Derek Hansen. Fantastic presentation. 5-to-1, a case study in hamstring injury reduction. Keir again. A composition of cutting by Jeff Moyer. And psychological preparation for sports by James Smith. So those were definitely my favorites. And it gives you an idea of the caliber of the presenters as well on the platform. You have all the big names in there. After that, you also have access, since it's Rugby Strength Coach and CVASP, you also have access to all the Central Virginia Sport Performance Seminars. So you have 9 years of seminars. You have between 5 and 10 presentations per year. So, that's about 70 or so presentations, all coming from the Central Virginia Sports Performance Seminars. Ones that I liked, you have Chris Korfist, the Slow Guy Speed School. That was a really interesting presentation. And then you have other presenters like Dr. Natalia Verkashansky, Dr. Michael Yesis, Joel Jameson, Brian Mann, Buddy Morris, Carl Dietz. So all the big names are in there. Definitely a lot of good material to get into. On top of this, you have the Central Virginia Sports Performance webinars. You have 11 of them. A few that I enjoyed. Lachlan Wilmot, the application of plyometric training in team sports was really good. Bret Bartholomew, Confessions of a Coach. Ringler, High Performance Ecosystems. And then you also have Central Virginia Sports Performance Coach Corners, a nice short little presentation on Aerobic training program by DeMayo himself, Chase Campbell, Multi-directional speed. So all those are great topics as well. On top of all of this, still in the educational material section, you have Keir's development guides and 10 commandment sheets. So you have, for example, the 10 commandments for conditioning for rugby. You have the Rugby Strength Coach Agility Development Guide. You have speed development guides and templates. You have strength template, conditioning template. You have access to all of this. You also have an expert Q&A section and a business discussion section. So a lot of material. And on top of all of those great presentations, you also have conversations about those presentations, going into detail. How do you apply it to different sports, different athletes, different populations? And some of them go for a long time. If my memory serves well, the applied tempo training for rugby athletes is probably one of the most discussed topics on the message board. So there's people that have used it for rugby sevens, rugby union, rugby league, and they give their feedback, and it's really, really good information if you're looking to apply this for your side. So let's get into now what has Strength Coach Network brought me so far as a personal trainer and as a strength and conditioning coach. So above everything else, I think practical guidelines and resources, so information that I can apply every day with my clients, with the teams that I work with, stuff that's really practical. Sometimes in the performance realm, we get into a lot of abstract conversations, and it's hard to get back on the field and apply them. But I found that most of the material on the Strength Coach Network is very easily applicable because it's based on stuff that these experts have already practiced with their teams on the field. So it's not just the theory; it's actually applied performance training, essentially, that they talk to you about. So then it's really easy to turn around, see how that model would fit on with the teams that you're working with, and then apply it directly. And then you can always before you do this, like I said, you can post a program that you wrote and then get feedback and see if that matches. What you get as well is that's really valuable is different point of views on certain topics. Essentially, one that I can think about, one that pops to mind is speed training and sprinting. You have many different presenters talking about speed developments, talking about sprinting, and so you get a chance to see all the top guys talking about it in their own way, and you get to take away all the nuggets, put them together for yourself, and then create your own view of the topic, which is really useful. I was able to do this with 2 or 3 different presentations by different presenters, essentially on plyometrics, and I've I was able to extract some of the information of those different presentations and put them together and create my own kind of progression for plyometric training, which was really interesting to do. You have the opportunity for great conversations with great coaches, which is hard to come around those days, so it's definitely valuable. And another one that's great is you get feedback from all those people as well on what you've done, what you do, or what you would like to do. What I like as well is that a lot of the time, especially Keir does that a lot. When you ask a question, he'll answer with a bunch of more questions. So he forces you to do the thinking, and he doesn't just give you the answer on a plate. He makes you work for it, which is good. Do I recommend Strength Coach Network? Absolutely, I absolutely recommend it. It's a steal, honestly, for the price that you pay. For the price of, let's say, a book a month, a good big book a month, you get access to, like I said, upwards of 300 hours of presentations, all these conversations, access to all those connections in the industry, which is absolutely invaluable. I recommend it for new coaches that want to start learning all that information about how to work with teams, how to work with in the performance realm, whether it's at the amateur or at the pro level, semi-pro level. I mean, these coaches from the network, they work in all different divisions, so it's easy for them to tell you what's what. I also recommend it for already established strength and conditioning professionals. I'm sure there's many good things to take out of it, even if you've been in the field for a long time. I think personal trainers can take a lot of good things out of it as well. Even if you're not training with athletes, even if you're not training with teams, it's a great resource if you want to learn about performance in general. There's many principles that you can apply to working with general population as well. And I think sports coaches can also benefit from learning from this strength and conditioning realm. I think, as James Smith has alluded to in his work, the two fields need to come much closer together. They should be one, but they're not. They're separated still, but they need to come closer and closer. And if sports coaches can be more interested in strength and conditioning and vice versa, we're going to be able to have a smoother progression for all athletes in their sports, be more specific, get a better preparation for all the guys. So I think all these people can benefit from it. And to finish, I'm just going to ask you a question. Please answer in the comments below. I'd just like to know who you are, and give us a little intro of who you are in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get a lot out of it. Please like it, please share it, please comment below, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Take care.